What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another stimulus check update and stimulus package update. I want to fill you in on what's going on right now. There is a lot of speculation going on YouTube and through the mainstream media that there is a chance that President Trump will do an executive order for stimulus checks, for unemployment, and probably for an airline bailout. Here's what's happening. Right now, the legalities of an executive order are very questionable. So as of right now, it is very unlikely that President Trump will do an executive order to send unemployment out to the American people. Also, remember, I just said stimulus checks. There is a almost 0% chance that President Trump is allowed to send out stimulus checks to the American people before the election. And I say this because a lot of people are wondering, when are we going to get that $1,200 stimulus check? And there's people on YouTube and on social media saying it's not $1,200, we're going to be getting like $3,900 stimulus checks. Well, that's not technically true. A lot of people are spreading false hope and rumors that we are getting a larger stimulus check, and that's not necessarily true. I wanted to bring that to you because I know a lot of people right now are wondering what's happening in this world. We are seeing surging case counts all across the United States. We are seeing the stock market plummet to more record lows. We are seeing people just in disarray. People are getting kicked out of their homes. Families are being put on the street. Americans are going hungry every single day. While Congress sits back in their $1 million homes and does absolutely nothing. Right now, we have no clue when a stimulus package will happen. But what I can tell you, moving forward, because between today and Election Day, 6 days away, there is going to be a lot of movement, not only in the stock market, but in the economy, and there's going to be a lot of movement as far as case counts, new COVID case counts. I am predicting, based on what I've been reading, based on what experts are saying, we should have a new case count of over 100,000 people, positive infections. Okay, this is in a single day. We should have that sometime in the next month. So what that means is the stock market is going to continue to drop. We've seen that yesterday. We've seen that today. I guarantee you we will see that multiple times between now and the election. We might see a green day, but it will be a very short-lived green day. It will most likely be red for the next week or so. So right now, if you're buying stocks, you have the funding, great. Put more money into stocks, because I guarantee you, over the next few months, 6 months, all these stocks are going to go up. So you can make money there. However, let's get back into stimulus. Right now, Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin, who normally over the past 3 to 4 weeks would speak on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times every single day. Well, yesterday, guess how many times they spoke? 0. Steve Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi did not have a phone call conversation yesterday at all. This is the first day they have not spoken to one another in over 3 weeks. That is scary. So that pretty much tells me Nancy Pelosi has thrown in the towel, and there will not be any stimulus talks or stimulus package before the election. The likelihood of a stimulus package being accepted before the election is still very small. The likelihood of a stimulus package being passed by the House and the Senate and signed into law by President Trump is 0. That will not happen before the election. But Nancy Pelosi did state she is not throwing in the towel, and she will continue to work on stimulus negotiations. They will get closer to an agreement. Here's the thing. If she doesn't talk to Steve Mnuchin, then she's pretty much throwing in the towel. So what she said and what she's doing are completely different. President Trump right now pretty much has his hands tied. He can't do an executive order for anything that's meaningful. For example, a stimulus check, unemployment extension, bailout for the airlines, bailout for small businesses, PPP funding, whatever. He can't do that right now simply because we are so close to the election. It's going to look like he is trying to buy votes. Democrats will have pushback on that. I guarantee it. So right now, the Trump administration is most likely advising President Trump, you can't do this, you can't do that. We have to wait till after the election. After the election, whether President Trump wins or not, he could potentially do another executive order for some type of funding for the American people, but it's very unlikely it would be for the $1,200 stimulus check. And I say that because the amount of funding that goes into that, hundreds of billions of dollars, that is not something that Democrats would just let President Trump just push out there. Okay? It would be something they're going to fight for. But here's what you need to understand, that Nancy Pelosi, Steve Mnuchin, and President Trump are having a hard time negotiating any package simply because on election night, if we know on election night who wins the election, this could completely change everything. Everything. I say this because if President Trump is reelected, Nancy Pelosi's leverage just went out the window. If President Trump is reelected and the Senate is still controlled by Republican Party, Nancy Pelosi's leverage went right out the window. If, and this is a small if Joe Biden wins the presidency and the Senate is still controlled by Republicans, Nancy Pelosi's leverage right out the window. The only leverage Nancy Pelosi really has to get a potentially $2.2 trillion stimulus package or something even greater, to get that passed, is the Democrats have to remain in control of the House, which is expected. However, there is a slim chance Republicans could regain control of the House. But if Democrats remain in control of the House, Democrats regain control of the Senate, and Joe Biden wins the presidency, then Nancy Pelosi's leverage just increased. Nancy Pelosi has the leverage. She now has the power to pass any stimulus bill that she sees fit. But the biggest issue right now is many people are predicting that Nancy Pelosi will not have this power because it's looking like the presidential race is becoming very close. Some polls are saying Joe Biden's winning. Some polls are saying President Trump's winning. But the majority of polls put them very close together. It's a tight race, and it will come down to the final day. Now, the biggest factor is if Nancy Pelosi has to negotiate a stimulus package, a stimulus deal with Mitch McConnell, who after President Trump, let's say he loses, after President Trump were to leave office, the highest Republican, the Republican with the most power, is going to be Mitch McConnell. Okay? I just want to put that out there because right now it looks like Mitch McConnell is going to win and be reelected, okay, to the Senate. That's almost a given at this point. So Nancy Pelosi is putting all her eggs in one basket, hoping that Mitch McConnell, yes, he may still be a senator, but he might be the Senate minority leader. This is exactly what Chuck Schumer is right now, where he has some power, he has some say, but he doesn't have more power than the Senate majority leader, who is right now Mitch McConnell. So coming up to the election, everything could change. The balance of power could shift. And if it does, that is when stimulus negotiations are going to really ramp up, really pick up. We're 6 days away, but we will have answers. Okay? Now, I want to answer a question that I've been getting quite a bit, is why can't President Trump do an executive order? Why can't he even send out half of a stimulus check? That would help out many people. It would. Sending a $500 stimulus check to the American people would help out greatly, help out immensely. However, the problem is President Trump cannot do that. And I say this because right now, the powers at be are not going to allow it. This close to the election, for people that are undecided on who to vote for, if President Trump were to do an executive order to send stimulus to the American people, and by going over Congress's head, what's going to happen is the people that are undecided, Democrats could easily spin this and say, yes, he wants to help you out, but at the same time, he's using your taxpayer dollars to pay you. So he's using taxpayer dollars to buy votes. That's how Democrats will spin this. So President Trump's administration, the people running his re-election campaign, they are telling him, you can't do this. This will not work. This will backfire. So, as of right now, the executive order for any type of stimulus to the American people or to businesses is off the table. One of the stimulus packages that could have passed would have been a bailout for the airline industry. This could have passed. This could have been very easy to do. Here's the problem. If President Trump were to do an executive order just for the airline industry, what that looks like and what Democrats would do to spin this would be like, yes, President Trump bailed out the airline industry, but what about the other businesses? What about the mom and pop shops? What about the retail stores? What about the restaurants, the hotel industry? What about the hospitality industry? What about all those different industries? He just bailed out the airlines. He bailed out his friends. That's the way Democrats would spin this. I guarantee it. So, President Trump is also being advised, do not do this. We can't do this. And then again, the legalities of it, who knows? I'm not a lawyer. I don't know exactly what he can or cannot do, but I can tell you what Democrats would do if President Trump tried this close to the election. It would be a disaster for President Trump. Although Americans would see some type of funding, some type of stimulus, the problem is it worth it for President Trump? Could he send out money to the American people just days before the election, and that could potentially hurt his campaign, but then the American people get some type of funding and get some type of relief? That's what we've been going through for the past few weeks, is right now it's all a political game, and the politics behind it are just going to increase as we get closer to the election. I guarantee you, come this Friday and Monday, the politics behind stimulus are going to be sky high. So, what that means is right now, we have very little answers. I can tell you and I can say, just don't worry, stimulus is coming and it will come. Okay? That's a given. That's a guarantee. Stimulus will come because the American people need it, the economy needs it, and right now, we are on the verge of another economic collapse. We are on the verge of a double dip recession, in the likes that many experts say we have never seen before. This includes the recession we went through in 2008. This includes the dot-com bubble in the early 2000s. This includes the recession of the 1980s. This is something that experts are warning is something we've never seen before. So, what I recommend to you, just stay updated. Okay, keep watching my videos. Watch other videos as well, so you get an idea as to what is actually happening. For those people that are saying a stimulus check is coming, we're only days away, weeks away, that's not necessarily the truth. Okay, they are spinning the information, they're changing it, and making it seem like it's a positive thing. Right now, it's not positive. There's not much positivity around stimulus. And I just want to make sure you understand that, because pretty soon, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to be coming with their hands out saying, I need this, I need that, and where's the government to be found? Right? That's what we're all waiting for. So, I just want to give you this quick little stimulus update. If we know more later on today, I promise I will bring you more. I will always share more. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have a great day. Go ahead, smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video. I'm glad that I do hours and hours of research on my own time so that you don't have to. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.